So details to come. So the next person, I met him only once, but he's super dope, made such a great impression. His name is Peter D. Chisholm. He wrote this book right here. It's called White Out. I know that he's going to explain it so much better than I could. He's going to talk to y'all. So basically, the rest of the show is going to be conversation, open discussion. He's going to do what he do. So without any further ado, give it up for multi-time author, published author, Peter D. Chisholm. He's going to discuss his latest book, Whiteout, at Books in the Hood. Give it more love, more love, more love, more love. My brother.
That joint with the pants, it's in the book.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
In the book.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good.
Okay. Thanks for coming. I'm expecting some more people, but I gave them the wrong time, so that's my bad. All right. I told them 5, but
CP time.
And you know how that goes. All right. But I'm Peter Chisholm, and I did write this book, Whiteout. Okay? And to give you a quick synopsis of what it's about for those who don't know about this, it's about a young brother who witnessed his father and brother get killed by white policemen. And they killed him for nothing. So he used science and technology to expose all the secret Ku Klux Klan members in our judicial system, in our politics, in our government, in our churches, in our schools, and possibly right next door to you. And he formed an organization called WWTN. And it scared white America because never in our history has black people, Spanish people, Indian people, whoever, those who are labeled minorities, we've never united. You know what that's like? You know what it's like? Imagine in your whole neighborhood, the gangs that exist is about protecting each other instead of fighting each other. That's unity. That's unity. Something that never existed. White America got scared, so a revolution started. And basically, the black men and all the minorities weren't moving. They were standing still because they got tired of these white police officers who live in Long Island and in the suburbs and in their white environments coming into the ghetto and shooting you down. Something that happens every day. And they got so scared that respect was due. Imagine now, you're walking down the street and instead of the cop getting ready to frisk you, saluting you, because he don't want to do anything where he might end up killed. That's how strong this organization became. But there was many trials and tribulations to the story. Everybody has a different story, just like everybody in this particular room. We all walk a different line. We might be here together. But Josh, I don't know what you did in your life to get you here. Your boy and your boy, I don't know what y'all did to get y'all here, but y'all are here. Y'all could have went through hell. But the fact is y'all are here. So each man has his own story, and because of that story, they decided to become members of this organization. All right, I'm gonna leave this alone for a second because this is not supposed to be like an introduction. It's more supposed to be like people who have already read the book, and we're just gonna kind of talk about some issues. But I was really expecting some more people to come through because they were supposed to help me. But I'll ask Israel, being that you just read the first chapter, and you said the very first page caught you, I'm going to ask you to just share with me and with everybody what was so captivating about the first couple of pages that made you want to flip through to the next page, and why your cousin or your sister-in-law kind of snuck your book away from you and read half of it already. So just kind of tell me what it was. So what
I got out of it is that we all live in the Bronx. We all here are colored, we're all, different races. And, we as a people got to stick together in any race we're in, whether black, Spanish, Asian. We see the whites out there, they look out for one another. They out there, they get each other jobs, they make sure they keep that circle between them. Meanwhile, we have fights between each other, black, Spanish, we all having fights with each other. You see the blood, the gang wars, they're out there fighting each other. You see the in-home abuse, you see the outdoor abuse. It's all around us, and no matter what, there's always one person who tries to stand out, whether it was Martin Luther King, whether it was Jesse Jackson, whether it was Al Sharpton, who tried to get out there and try to unite us as a people. There was always a group that would try to spread us apart. So from what I understand from the book is to get us to understand how to unite as one people.
Okay, okay. And that's what kept you, okay. All right, cool. Kashana, you read the book 4 times, right? Or 3 times, something like that? How many times you read it?
I read the book 2 times.
Okay. Why did you read it twice, and what did you get out of it?
Well, basically the first time I read the book, it just kind of caught me because something similar to what this Israel was saying is that amongst our community, like Hispanics, blacks, we just always, we're just taught to hate each other for no reason at all. And that's one of the reasons why we're not making strides. It's like everybody else is basically, well, not everybody else, but if you look at Asians and white people, they're basically surviving and making strides because they stay together. They stay together. They sit there and get people, they get touch jobs, just like he said. And that's how come they're making it. But we, okay, for instance, if I get a job and then one of my friends gets jealous because I'm up there, now she gonna try to pull me down because she don't like that I'm on the top. Instead of her trying to sit there and be like, yo, let me help you so that, we keep you up there and you can help some more people get up there with you. But we're too busy trying to sit there and pull each other down. That's how come we're not getting nowhere. And that's what the white man does. He uses that, he makes us hate each other so that we can't unite and actually form a group and start getting each other jobs and stuff like that. He wants us to hate each other. He makes us fight each other, light skin against dark skin and stuff like that, because that's his way of keeping us where we are. And that's the reason why where we at today is because we're too busy fighting amongst each other instead of putting our differences aside and saying, listen, it's more of us than them, and if we unite, we can take over. But we don't do that. So basically that's why I read it twice.
Okay. Miss Harris, you are on Facebook with me quite often. Do you remember I put something on there about crabs in the barrel? Okay.
I'm a little old, yeah, to refresh my memory.
All right. I recently put something on my post called Crabs in the Barrel. And basically the story went, if I remember correctly, it was something like, crabs are in the barrel. One sees freedom as he moves towards the top. Whoa, no! He's down again on the bottom because other crabs pulled him down. Are you a crab in the barrel?
No.
All right. And that's what, and the reason why I wrote that is, I wrote this book and you guys are more supportive than my own blood family. All right?
Preach.
I'm going to tell you all this, okay? Sometimes you realize that the people who are strangers actually come to your aid before those people who saw you grow up. You understand? And I kind of refer to that as a crab in the barrel syndrome because just like Kashana just said, if I see you as a poet doing your thing, okay, and I know deep down, I know you're good. But because I'm hating on you, because I'm not good with you, or if you're moving, I'm not being pulled up with you, all right, the only thing that I can do, because I was taught to do that, is to hate on you. He wasn't all that. In fact, his shit was whack. You understand what I'm saying? And the truth is, we do this every day. We are hating on each other. And if we stop just for a second, okay, because, again, the white man, I have white friends. They all don't love each other. But you know what? They put their bullshit aside and they do what they have to do. That way, we work for them.
One real quick, like this Black History Month, and Malcolm X has a speech, Ballad of the Bullet. He talks about it's 50 years ago. It seems like it's almost about 40, 50 years ago. And he said, you know, if you open the store in a white man's name, it's like, first of all, you can't get the loan, you can't whatever, but they wouldn't patronize you. And it was like, he's not wrong. They're not wrong because they have sense enough to look out for themselves. It's you that don't have sense enough to look out for yourself.
That's right.
So they take your money, and your neighborhood gets run down, and they take their money and they live in a great place, and then your neighborhood comes together, becomes a slum, and you rely. And but it's 50 years ago that he said it, and he was a powerful person, and we still doing it. And we still, but people, oh yeah, Malcolm, he didn't listen to what he said. And the real teaching of what do we need to do, and it just made me think of that. But
let me tell you, I went to the Million Man March, okay, and although the media said it was just like 100,000, it was 1 million plus. I was there, okay? And that was an example that gave me inspiration because not one fight broke out. No disagreements. I'm talking about, can you imagine, Ms. Harris, being in an area with 1 million black men and everybody's, yo, what's up, my brother? It's all love. That was amazing to me. But what happened after the Million Man March? Yes, a lot of us left there happy, but we didn't bring that back to our neighborhoods, to the people who couldn't make the Million Man March. And then those of us who did bring it back, the neighborhood didn't want to listen to them. So it's kind of like you're almost fighting a losing battle because, again, we are so programmed to be negative that we can't let positive shine. And we've got to change this because if we don't, we're forever going to be having these type of speeches. We're always going to be amongst each other going, wow, we can't do this. But someone else, let me tell you something. The white man is no better than any of us in here. But the only thing the white man has over us is they know how to pull together. They know how to put their resources together, create their own banks that help themselves. And if they see one of their comrades get ready to lose a house, they'll buy the house for their comrade, and then the comrade will pay them back over a certain time, but they stay in the neighborhood. Where we, oh, he losing that house. All right, well, that's just how it is.
And they know how to think long term. Because we thinking, get some money, get a car, get some money. They know how to think. Oh, can we take this money, pool it, 10 years, and it's the whole. But yeah,
it's so much. Josh, what's up?
I was saying, this is how I feel. You may like it or not. I feel like every race looks out for itself. Dominicans, maybe Puerto Ricans, inside, but black people, African Americans, segregated among themselves. That's how I personally feel. I can speak Spanish for the most part. I chill with some Dominicans. No problems. Que lo que loco, como está tranquilo, eh? No problem, I know some Puerto Ricans. No problem. When I get around black people, like I'm walking here, they already looking like what's going, want to fight. Sad to say, that's how I feel.
But you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't follow everything, but the behavior that you described made our person conversation radio was supposed to be not
Okay.
Our behavior and psychological problem of what we inherited from, we think of slavery someplace, it's a far distant past, like the time of the gladiators in Rome. This was only 100, maybe 140 years ago, 150 years ago. My grandfather was born in, what's it called, 18 something, like right after the Civil War. Yeah. My grandfather, that I knew, that used to sing to me. So it's not really that far off, us being beaten and separated and all the different abuse that, that was heaped upon us.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to go off to
but here's the thing about that, and I do believe some of that stuff is psychological, and we know about the separation because of the house whatever, the house one and the field one and all that type of stuff. But you know what? I in my heart, I believe that we can get past that. Okay, it's like an abused child getting past the abuse. We need to get past that, and we can do it because we've done it before. During the '60s, when we were having these marches with Martin Luther King and people like that, we got laws changed. I don't know what happened in between that make us, maybe we thought we got there, now we could just lean back and stop fighting. For example, I grew up not far from here, and I wanted this store here in my neighborhood, okay? My son is forever telling me, well, you came back to the hood, but the hood doesn't act like it loves you. Because how many people come in the store? And this is a store for black, African American. How many people come in here? Okay, we have to stop saying it's the white man's fault that we can't get by. You know, we have to stop saying that, because if we keep saying it, we're perpetuating this slavery mentality, because it hasn't. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist, because I have a son that grew up, and believe me, I know what he had to go through just being black in here. I know that. But we still walk in the streets, and the things that he probably still has to go through. He went through not what, a month ago, not even a month ago with cops coming in. But we can't say, well, they did that to us, and so now we can't progress and we can't move on. We gotta stop it. That's my thing. Yeah, we gotta stop it. We gotta fight. We gotta say we're better than that. We want to do. You know, and we gotta stick together. And we don't.
If anything to add, it should make us want to do more.
Yes.
To hear that we were once slaves, and you know, my grandmother, you know, her grandfather was born in the 1800s. He's black, and my father's Spanish, and you know, everything is integrated now. You can't find, you know, it's hard to find a single race, because
we all
and that's
together.
the other thing, because I'm so tired of hearing about Puerto Rican. It's not a race. I hate to tell anybody, but it's not a race. Or West Indians, they're not black. You know what? We all have African ancestors. So what's the big deal? I don't get that.
No, that's so true, because if you make, I don't do it anymore, if you happen to ask a Puerto Rican person away from like the Dominican, they get offended. And then vice versa. And it's just like, but you ask a person from like Jamaica, maybe like the certain West Indies. My family's from St. Croix. That's not the Caribbean. Like, what you mean? It's the Caribbean. It's America. And it's like, but it's so many little things that it goes back to, like straight hair, colored eye, whatever. It's so little. We're both black, yeah. Like, we can both be Spanish, same last name, same whatever, but we not the same. And it's just so many little things we divide ourselves over. So it's sad.
I want to jump in, and this going back to Peter, and that is that this is fantastic that he published this. He created his own company and published it, because it may be a struggle, but we as a community have to start supporting our self-published authors. And I'm going to tell you why. I listen to a lot of talk radio, and I will let you know, I have young people in my family, and I get on my kids' nerves when I'm driving along. Why are you listening to that boring? And I'm like saying, but I learned a lot. I remember a conversation about, it was a Jewish conversation, and I'm going to bring it in. And what I got, I'm synthesized it to like 2 or 3 sentences. What I got from listening for an hour of this conversation back and forth was that at a certain point, right around the time of the Holocaust, like in the 40s and 50s, there were many Jewish organizations that made up their mind. They got together and they said, we have to publish, we have to stand up and publish our intelligent people.
Okay.
This is part of our survival. So they did that. They don't like brand it, oh yeah, this is a Jewish publication, this is a Jewish company, but they made sure, they made sure. We have to start supporting our black-owned and diaspora-owned companies, you know.
Well, you know what?
Back to that same comment of being